Hello everyone, my name is Ishbin Brian, and in today's video I'm going to be showing you how you can make roughly $300 in as little as an hour using Adobe Premiere. This isn't a scam or anything, this is just a task that I've been given many times and I've tried to find an efficient way to do this. That being said, I'm going to show you how to make a photo slideshow. A lot of clients go to me and they want them for weddings, for graduations, anything like that, and it's not something that I enjoy doing, but since I'm the video guy that people go to, I might as well do it and I'll make a little bit of money while I'm at it. So once you're in Premiere, just set up your sequence to the corresponding dimensions you want to have. I just did 1920 by 1080, and I'm going to make a new folder down here in the projects folder. Name it Photos. And just dive into that folder by clicking on it. If you go to your folder where your photos are on your computer, you can see here that I have all these just different engagement photos that I want to use for the slideshow. I'm just going to grab them and drop them into that new bin that I made. Before we add these clips into the timeline, we're going to go check our preferences real quick. So if you go to Edit, Preferences, and then go down to Timeline here. If you click on this, you can just see different settings for adding still images. So how long do you want the transition to last? If you want it to be a really slow, dragged out transition, you can go over 30, but 30 seems about a pretty appropriate speed there, frames per second. Audio transitions, default duration, it depends if you want to have audio transitioning. I just throw music underneath it, so I don't even worry about audio. Still image default duration. Right now, each image is going to last 5 seconds. It seems like a pretty good amount, but let's go ahead and just change that to 7 seconds here by changing the number there. That's pretty much all you need. You can copy these different settings if you want, but this is like the default. So, you know, if you have it like this, you're going to be fine. Then hit OK. And now you want to make sure all of your photos are selected down here in your bin by highlighting them with the Shift key. Make sure they're all highlighted. Go ahead and go to the Automate to Sequence button. This is the trick to speed up everything. If you click that, you're going to get a little pop-down window. I'm just going to do it in the selection order that they're selected. Maybe you wanted to have them in a different order. You can sort by order there, but since it's just I threw them all in the bin in order, I'm just going to use that. Pretty much this is the default of what you're going to see. Again, you don't have to really change any of these, which is pretty cool. I am going to turn off the audio transition here because I am going to throw music under it and I don't want there to be any audio. But make sure your video transitions are there if you want a fade to appear in between them all. So once I hit OK, it drops all the images into my timeline here with fades, transitions in between each one, which is super helpful, so I don't have to drag and drop. So if you had like hundreds of pictures, that would just be a hassle. So I'm going to bring all of this to the front here, all these clips, and you can see they're actually really big, and I kind of like this. It helps me with what I'm going to do next. So some of them are going to be horizontal and some of them are going to be vertical. So if that's your case, you might need to do this step first by just highlighting all of them, hold down Alt, and drag them up. That's basically going to duplicate them all. So what I'm going to do now is just grab the top layer, all of them here, right click it and hit scale to frame size. That's going to fit our 1920 by 1080 there. But the thing that sucks is you can see all the photos were taken in different sizes. So that might cause a little issue here on the sides, but this actually helps with photo slideshows that do have horizontal and vertical images that are not 1920 by 1080. So now we want to tamper with the bottom clips so that they aren't looking weird like this. So I'm going to go to my first one. Just grab the image right here that has not been resized and type in blur under the effects. Type in here. So if you type in blur, you can go down to video effects, blur and sharpen, and Gaussian blur is one that I use. I'm just going to grab that and drop it on the image. You can see it hasn't really done anything, but if I go up to my effects controls at the top, maybe you're not in it, so you just got to click it, change the blurriness under Gaussian blur to maybe 62 or whatever you prefer. And then all I'm going to do is left click on Gaussian blur, hit Control C to copy it. I'm going to grab all those other clips that I've not added Gaussian blur to. So if I see they're not there yet, if I just hit Control V to paste that blur, it adds the blur there. And there you have it. We basically have a photo slideshow of images that fade into each other. Of course, if you don't like the placement of the background images, you can go ahead and click on an image there and just bring down the positioning here. Maybe you want it to be a little bit, you know, a little centered there. Some of these might be a little off, but for the most part, this is how you make a clean slideshow that fades into itself without having to manually drag and drop transitions in between each one and then have black bars behind them because they don't fit the screen. So this just makes it a little bit more pretty. All right, so then all we're gonna need is a title and music. So if we just go over to our little 2 arrows here, go to project. We don't want to be in this slideshow. We want to make a new bin, name it music. That's not how you spell music. That is, hopefully. Click on the music folder or bin, and then you can just drag and drop your music into there. And I'm just going to throw that underneath. Here, we got our music underneath. And then we want to add a title to this. So if you go to File, New, Legacy Title, you can just type in Amazing Engagement. Of course, you can change the font here by just scrolling on here. So we find one that we like. Let's say this one actually looked good, which it doesn't, but you know, it's fine. And then I'm gonna go over here and just add a little bit of drop shadow. So if you scroll down, check the shadow. You can bring up the opacity of the shadow quite a bit, so that makes it easier to see with this image here. So we're just gonna say Amazing Engagement. There we go. And we're gonna bring that title that is now in our music bin because I'm an idiot. So I'm gonna move that actually back out of the music bin. Just put it out here. We're gonna move that title, drag it on top. And there we go. We can right click it, hit apply default transition, right click it, apply default transition, boom, and play. It's gorgeous, everyone. Amazing engagement. But yeah, this is just a quick way to make a photo slideshow. Of course, make it look better than this. This is just getting you through the basics, the nitty-gritty stuff that usually takes forever. So after you go through this, then spend time, you know, making it look a little bit cleaner, a little bit nicer. Maybe spend some time on that title. But yeah, this is pretty much it. That's how you make a photo slideshow. Like I said before, I can crank these out really fast. Of course, you can do this in other software as well. You can even do it in Windows Movie Maker, but this is just how I do it in Premiere because this is the only editing software that I use. Thanks for watching my video, everyone. Hopefully this will speed up your process of making these photo slideshows. If you like what you saw, please subscribe, like, comment, hit the bell, do all that stuff. Let me know if there's any other tips and tricks you want to know, and yeah, have fun with it.